Hello, my friends. This is the birthday reading for those born on this date, August the 2nd. This is a four-card pull, a general energy card for the year, a challenge you might face this year, an action you can take to stay in balance, and an outcome card as a mile marker or signpost, or a synopsis card as what is this energy really about? What's it really talking to you about? So the general energy card of this year is the fault line. And the fault line talks about, well, fault line is often, if you think about the Earth and our fault lines that create our separations of continents and that our tectonic plates are moving along and they're taking their time. They've been built up over time. They've been building pressure over time, and they have to crack. They have to pull apart. They have to do their natural course of things, and open up to something else. This can cause a lot of unnerves, this nerviness and edginess and anticipation of what's coming next, and often it calls the sense of blaming someone else if we don't, or ourselves if we don't feel like this is a natural thing that's been occurring and that we haven't been able to deal with. So it's that question of fault line and how do you face things when things need to break apart, because that's absolutely the nature of things sometimes. And how do you not fall into being the victim? How do you not fall into being the blaming one or the blamed one? So that is the big question and the big issue that seems to come up for you this year. So what's the challenge? Well, it is the Ten of Pentacles, and I think the Ten of Pentacles is often one who has done a lot of work, created their magical kingdom, created their castle, created their family, created their sense of wealth and prosperity. And the Ten is often a place of feeling like celebration, that you can rest on your laurels, that you can rest with your family, that you've created something that's dynamic and stable and um, and going to provide you with wealth and inheritance that maybe you can pass on. But the challenge with this is to believe that everything is perfect. The challenge is to believe that you've created something that's foundationally secure. The challenge is possibly to believe that someone is trying to break up something that means a lot to you. So the challenge is also to remember that there are other people less than who also need help, and you might be forgetting them and looking over them and not realizing, even not realizing that you have a place where you can help somebody from, but it's cracking at your seams and it's cracking at your foundations, and I think on some level you know you need to help others, but you aren't there at this moment. Your challenge is to not be edgy. Your challenge is to not face some things that are breaking up in your quote kingdom or in your castle. You can't stay inside your castle. Because you can't close the walls down to life. You can't have that, luxury and the sense of holding yourself back and away from others in order for you to really get ahead. Ours is a communal life and a communal living, and if we don't take care of bigger things than just our castle, then our foundation usually has to crumble in some way. So it's about being aware of how you're using your resources, whether you feel like you're worthy of your resources, whether you've done something to alter the course of your resources, or whether somebody else is trying to alter the course of your resources and making you edgy about it. There are a lot of possibilities that come up around this card, but it's a challenge for you to celebrate where you are in this time, even though it might be, to all looks from outside, it might be the most providential, prosperous, possibly looking place that anyone could see, and there's a lot of envy and jealousy from others, and maybe the envy and jealousy from others is really what's the fault line here, and has the ability to crack open what you have created for yourself. So what do you have to do to keep in balance? Well, it's Spider. And Spider says, remember that you are the creator of the universe. You are creator of your own universe. Spider is, for many cultures, is the weaver of our being, the weaver of everything that happens to our existence, the weaver of our consciousness, the weaver of our physical realities. The spider's given the sense of putting words and creating the first alphabet on her web. And with that is the sense of being creative, being able to talk, communicate, create poetry, create art, create a dynamic life that's full of connection and web. So I think what this is saying is you have to reach out. You have to reach out on your web. You have to reach out in poetic ways. You have to reach out in the ways of communion and communication to create a different form for yourself. And maybe your castle is breaking up in order for you to really follow something that you have not allowed yourself to follow. Maybe it's a complete course altering thing. As is a fault line, when things crack apart, you have to settle on new ground. You have to settle in a new land. You have to settle in a place that's safe again. You have to find that place. So in order to do that, spider energy needs to be called on to. Spider, go and find me a place that is perfect for me, that is united with me, that is speaks of me on the earth, but speaks of me in my creativity and in my song and in my joy and in my connectedness to the interconnected web of being. So this is all about seeking wider understanding, seeking different grounding, and being more artistic and creative in your pursuits. You can't sit back on your laurels. You can't sit back on what you've created. You can't celebrate and rest when the fault lines are saying, no, this is cracking apart, and you've got to take it up in a whole new direction. You've got to, this is the last card, you've got to sing a new song. You've got to play a new melody in your heart. You've got to touch I think the sharingness that is required from you. And maybe you haven't been sharing as fully as you could. Maybe you've been sharing only with those people who feel immediate and not on a wider level. And this is not about guilt or shame. This is about a suggestion of maybe you'll feel a lot better in yourself and in your soul if you sing to the world, if you share your resources, if you don't close it down to just a relative few, but you open it up to the interconnected web of being that is Spider, that is this musician, that is the fault line cracking open saying, no, this doesn't work for you, and it's time for you to resettle in another mindset and in another love set and in another place of joy, so you don't have to be so guarded about your treasures and so consumed by feeding something that might be taking over your life and your consciousness in a negative way, in a destructive way, in a self-satisfying, but not really self-satisfying, because it's not giving you anything to feed you. It's not giving you your spirit back. It's not giving you your soul depth back. So you have to look for your soul depth now, and you have to find those things that your journey says, well, this is the place I need to go, and this is the song I need to sing, and this is the art I need to create, and this is the new truth I need to feel in myself that I want to share, because the sharing of wealth is small in the bigger picture for things. And it's important to have wealth. It's important to take care of yourself. It's important also to feed as many others as you possibly can along the journey, and to be gifted back to you the things that those beings who receive some gift from you can give back to you. And thereby do you create this giving and receiving that is necessary for you and your journey and for your heart and for your life and for your consciousness and for your spirit. Ahom Mitakuye Oyasin, blessed be on this magical journey.